Of Roosevelt Raceway, George Morton Levy. This the Pacing Series Finals with a purse of $148,000. Number 1 OTB letter D, part of the Don Siders stable, going from post position 4, is league leader with Sonny Patterson.
In his last start, league leader made up 4.5 lengths in the stretch. But he was not racing this caliber of horse that he's racing tonight, which makes a big difference. He has 4th post position. But it would appear that he has a very tough task ahead of him. However, as you know, Spencer, upsetters have been successful in this race since the inception of the Levy. And league leader, who won $157,000 last year and $67,000 this year, could be a surprise.
The other part of the Sider entry, 1A, OTB letter E, from post position 5, is Miller Scout with Buddy Gilmour.
He hadn't done very well in his last 2 starts over at the Meadowlands, but he does have a 157 and 3/5 win here at Roosevelt, and that's the fastest of any of the horses in this race. And he has Buddy Gilmour, and that means something at any time.
Number 2, OTB letter A, from the rail, a previous winner of this race, Try Scotch with Eldon Harner.
Previous winner 3 years ago, when he equaled the track record of 156 and 3 in a surprise victory. But 3 years ago, I used to be able to lift 100-pound boxes. And I'm told not to pick up matchboxes, so things change in 3 years.
3B from post position 2, Melvins Strike, Joe Marsh Jr.
Consistency is his main forte. 135,000 last year, 69,000 this year. He has been second, third, and second in his last 4 starts, which means that he could get money.
4C from post position 3, Skip by Night with Ted Wing.
As you frequently like to do and anthropomorphize, Spencer, going back to trying to put human thoughts into a horse's mind. I don't know what Skip by Night thinks, but if I had raced Beecher and Genghis Khan in my last 3 starts, as he did, I would like this field tonight very much. And despite the fact that he has had some recent reverses, I think he's the horse to beat.
5F from post position 6 is Rusty Abbot with Carmine Abbatiello.
His last 2 starts, Rusty Abbott's last 2, have not been impressive, but he has won $134,000. And you can be sure that he'll get an aggressive drive, even from outside post position from Abbatiello.
And those the pacers for tonight's 7th race, the finals of the George Morton Levy Pacing Series.
$148,000 purse. Can they beat Skip by Night? I don't think so. The public doesn't think so. Jack Lee will tell us right now.
Thereof, Miller Scout from the outside tries to lead with Melvin Strike at the rail. It's Try Scotch. They move around the turn, and Melvin Strike up for Joe Marsh Jr. to take the lead. Miller Scout parked the outside second. Try Scotch at the rail third. A gap of 2 back to Skip by Night fourth. League leader, the trailer, is Rusty Abbot. Down the backstretch, Miller Scout has the lead for Buddy Gilmour. Melvin Strike back to second, a gap of 2. Try Scotch is third. 3.5 further back, it's Skip by Night fourth, a quarter mile in 29 seconds even. Round the paddock turn first time. Miller Scout shows the way. Melvin Strike is second. 2 back along the inside. That's Try Scotch. Skip by Night moves up on the outside, closer 4. In the stretch the first time. On top is Miller Scout, a full length. Melvin Strike racing second. The outside comes Skip by Night third. Try Scotch at the rail fourth. On the outside, league leader is fifth. The trailer is still Rusty Abbot. Rusty Abbott off stride the half mile, 59 and 2. Around the clubhouse turn the final time. Miller Scout leads it. Skip by Night on the outside up to challenge for second. At the rail, Melvin Strike. Down the back stretch they go. With the lead is Miller Scout a length. On the outside, Skip by Night is second. Melvin Strike third. League leader fourth. Try Scotch fifth, and way back to Rusty Abbott. They're at the 3/4 pole with the lead is Miller Scout, the outside. Skip by Night, 3/4, 128 and 2. Around the final turn, Miller Scout leads it. Skip by Night comes to him on the outside. They're at the top of the stretch and rolling home. At the rail, Miller Scout and Skip by Night on the outside. Down the stretch they come. It's Skip by Night and Ted Wing to win the George Morton Levy Memorial Final. Under the wire, Skip by Night in 157. He puts Miller Scout to sleep in the deep stretch. He wins it going away here with ease as the odds-on favorite. Now, Doc, down to truck side with Spencer Ross.
28-3 for the final quarter. Might have been one of the greatest miles in the history of Roosevelt Raceway, because Teddy Wing, this track is not 100%. It's a little off tonight after the weather, right?
It's rained all day. I would have to say the track's off at least a second, probably more. This is a big mile. Mile 57. Last half is 57 3/5.
28-3 for the final quarter. You were first over. Is that the way you wanted it after those tough fractions?
Yeah, that's the way I wanted to do it. I wanted to come first over. This horse is real good that way, and he relaxes good that way, and he's won a lot of races that way before. That didn't bother me any. I just don't come first over.
Okay, you came first over, and there you were on the outside, parked all the way with Miller's Scout holding on to the lead. Now you draw up alongside of him.
Yeah, I thought, you know, that he was the horse to beat, of course, and from here on, it was just kind of who had the best horse tonight. My horse is just strong, that's all. Just paced away when we got straight.
He likes the half-mile track, right?
Oh, yeah, it's great in a half-mile track. He's okay in a mile track, but he's just better here, that's all there is to it. Better in a half-mile racetrack. And, you know, you can't knock success. Where he's most successful, he paced in 154 at the Meadowlands and finished third. He just, you know, he's a nice horse there, too, but he just, this is where he's at his best.
And he was at his best tonight. Skip by Night, who has dominated this George Morton Levy Pacing Series, comes back and wins the finals, does it impressively. Congratulations, Teddy.
Thank you very much, and welcome back to Stan Bergstein.
Okay, Ted Wing, Skip by Night. Stanley, tell him what the prices are.
I will, and thank you very much, Ted Wing. 4C, Skip by Night, owned by the Keystone Arbor Stable, pays $340, $240, and $240. 1A, letter E, Miller's Scout, pays $3 and $280, and 1D, League Leader, pays the same, of course, in the entry of $3 and $280. The mile 157, just 2/5 of a second slower than the track record here, and it brings Skip by Night's earnings for 1982 to $272,000. And we'll be back for the 8th race exacta, second half of the late Daily Double, right after this.